Welcome to an English summer. Oh, the irony of preparing gorgeous fresh summer salads straight from the garden is not lost on me. Look at it. Absolutely lashing down. All morning, all afternoon, and for the rest of the day. Let's go and play in the kitchen. So I'll now say a proper hello to everyone. Hope you're all feeling wonderful despite all this rain. My goodness, it just won't stop. Anyway, despite the rain, we're going to enjoy the summer. And it occurred to me, I'm actually going to make some salads over the next couple of days, and I thought I'd put them all together in one video because they're so simple, so quick. They're not really standalone videos, but actually if any of you guys are planning a little picnic, take your brollies, or maybe a barbecue, or just a little gathering on your allotments, whatever it is, then I've got this little trio of salads and bits and pieces that'll be a really, really lovely little addition. And it's pretty much all from the allotment. I think, let me think now, the lights are now flickering. There's 1, 2, 3, there are 3 shop bought things. One of them, the shop bought thing is some mayo. It's my guilty pleasure. I only generally use it in the summer just with salads. So this I got the other day. It was on sale for £1. I reckon that will see me through about 10 weeks. So August, September, even into October. So that's about 10p a week. I'm not going to argue at 10p a week. And then the other couple of shop bought ingredients I'll talk about when I come to doing those salads. So now listen, none of this is rocket science, and this is probably something most of you are already doing. But for those of you who are, say, new to getting your own produce together this year, hopefully it's just a couple of little ideas. And also sometimes I think, you know, even I know there's a load of you out there who are really good cooks, really good bakers. We sometimes just kind of forget the basic stuff. Excuse me, I'm scratching an ant bite on my ankle. So today what I'm going to start with is a potato salad. I'm going to use, actually let me tip you down so you can see, because I've got most of my bits and bobs together ready already. So the potatoes are on the stove, they're drained, they're just sitting there waiting. My salad bowl is here with peas and broad beans. I'm just going to skin the rest while I'm talking to you. And then I've got some chopped red onion that's just, actually that red onion has literally come out of the ground this morning. So I'm just going to finish peeling these broad beans because the shells really are quite tough and bitter and not pleasant. So whoopsie, although it's fiddly, it's one of those things where unless you eat them really, really young and tender, if you don't do this, then it's kind of almost not worth doing them at all. So this is the only little salad I'm going to show you that requires any sort of cooking. And I think from beginning to end it's probably maybe 20-25 minutes to do. So it's pretty quick in the grand scheme of things, isn't it? What I like about this as well is it's all on one ring on the stove. I'm finding out as I go through life that I'm not very good at talking and doing. So my broad beans came really early this year because they'd overwintered so well. So I've done these broad beans today from frozen, but there will be quite a few of you, I think, who are who have been having, until quite recently, your fresh broad beans. The peas, I hope you guys are having fresh as well. Mine weren't fresh, they were frozen purely because I came back from my holiday and there were a load of them ready to pick, but I knew that I wouldn't be in the garden again for another possibly 2 weeks or so, and I definitely knew that I didn't have time to do any cooking, so I quickly bunged them in the freezer. So we've got all the broad beans and peas in now. Just going to pop the spuds in. And the onion, I've got loads of onion. And then just with my hands, I'm going to give it a shush around. The onion smells delish. Honestly, it couldn't be easier. And then obviously the mayo. I'm just going to give it a scrudge around and then I'll toss it all in together in a second. The point about this, one of the reasons I like this one, I'm just going to tip you guys back up here, this stupid tripod broke, so I can't just handle it from a distance. What I like about this is, if you've got a steamer, the way I've done it today is, in my bottom pan I've done the potatoes for about 12 minutes. With new potatoes, when they're this fresh, especially when they're chunked into, I've done sort of like inch chunks, really 12 minutes is enough. Then I've had a steamer stack on the top. So once the potatoes have had about 7 minutes, about 7 minutes, I put another stack on with the broad beans. So from frozen, they'll take about 5 minutes. And then just right at the last moment, I chuck the peas in. This recipe I also have done when the timing's right with raw peas, and what's lovely then is they have a little bit of a pop. But what I like about this, I'm just going to give it a bit of a scrudge around. What I like about this sort of mixture of flavours is, and I'll show it to you again in a second, you've got the sort of lovely waxiness of the new potatoes. This Anya is the variety I grow. You've got the beautiful sweet pop of the pea, and then you've got that really quite a sort of a dark, earthy, much more robust flavour of the broad bean. And then that little bit of sweetness as well, but kick from the red onion. Actually, if I was being really naughty, I'd slather a load more mayo right on top of this now. But let me just give you a little look. So that is quick sticks, dead simple. And doesn't that look yum-licious? So, like I say, that's about 20 minutes of effort. And most of the effort goes into skinning the beans. So if you're doing a mountain of it for your picnic, you could actually do the broad beans the day before, and then as you're sitting watching, I don't know, if you watch a soap opera or something like that, you could just sit and skin them the night before. Really isn't much effort at all. I'm just going to actually now try a bit. Oh, it's the taste of summer. It's so gorgeous. I'm going to get my face in the bowl. So the next one I'm going to do koriatiki, which is Greek salad. And then, because they're just about ready, and this is all about what's ready in the garden now, what's coming out, what can you do with it. I'm also going to do my red cabbage carrot coleslaw, which is so yummy. That gorgeous crunch of the red cabbage, can't wait. So I need to go off and do some harvesting, then I'll come back and I'll make another salad. So I'll see you in a minute. Yay! So another day, another salad. And like I said yesterday, it could not be more simple. The rain has stopped, we're getting a bit warmer, so maybe we're getting ready for picnic time. Yay! So today, it's super, it's so ridiculously simple, I kind of almost blush to tell you about it, but I will tell you nonetheless, just for the sake of guys who haven't done this before and want to have a go. Today, it's all about the goriatiki, which is Greek salad. The ingredients look so beautiful. Oh, let me just show you the ingredients down here. Very, very simply. So, a quick dash to the allotment this morning to pick some lovely little cherry tomatoes. Another cucumber, which is so massive that I'll probably only use about a third of it, maybe half of it, and then the rest I will chunk up and put in my smoothie tomorrow morning. A red onion, again, this is massive, look at the size of it in my hand. So I'll just use half of this today, and then I'm going to do some more cooking tonight, so I'll use half of it tonight. Sit and stay. And then the other two really important ingredients, I've got some olives and a little bit of feta. So as I mentioned earlier about shop bought ingredients, along with the mayonnaise, these are my two shop bought ingredients. But shopping around, this is about 20p's worth of olives and about 30p's worth of feta, believe it or not, no, maybe 40p. So it can be done. It can be done on a really tight little budget. And like I say, I am trying to live this year mostly without having to buy food, but there are some things I just can't grow. I can't grow olives, and I don't have a goat or a sheep to make feta. My cheese consumption has gone down massively, and generally speaking, in terms of going to the shops, I was giving myself a £10 budget per week. Actually, I'm not spending anywhere near that, maybe £3 or £4. And there've been a couple of weeks where I haven't spent anything at all, so I treat myself to a pint in the pub with my mates. So, essentially, this recipe is about chopping everything up and chucking it together. So rather than bore you watching me chop it all, I'm going to chop and then show you as I'm putting it together. Even chopping these ingredients smells like summer. It's just heavenly. So everything's chopped down now. I actually chop things quite small because I kind of fancy a little bit in every single mouthful. If I was doing this for, say, a bunch of friends as well, as in a communal salad, I might do things a bit bigger just from the point of view of people putting the salad servers in and getting great big chunks out. Actually, I've just soaked my hands with cucumber. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to tip you guys down again. I need a new tripod. So all I'm going to do, so cucumbers in, little gorgeous tomatoes. I'd like to say that they're sun-kissed, but unfortunately we've not really had any sun at the moment. Beautiful red onion. So red onions tend to be sort of a bit sweeter and less pungent than a white. A bit more edible when they're raw. Olives, I've even chopped the olives up small. Like I say, I really, really want to get a little bit of everything in every mouthful. So before I add the feta, I'm just going to use my fingers again. I am clean, and this is just for me, so it doesn't matter anyway. Give that a little bit of a scrudge around. Get the feta on the top. Now to dress, this is lovely just with a bit of olive oil. Just plonk some olive oil, drizzle it over the top. Drizzle. Hang on, I'm having a wash. Drizzle, that's such a TV chefy word, isn't it? But yes, just a drizzle of olive oil, or if you're like me and you like quite a pungent salad dressing, I do my half oil, half lemon juice combo with a couple of garlic cloves crushed into it. Oh, divine. You can't really speak to anyone or snog anyone after eating that. But never mind that. what you want to do is get stuck in to a lovely Greek salad. Just love the colours too, the red of the tomatoes, the purple onion, the fresh green cuke. Just a word on the cucumbers. Mine are outdoor grown. Some people find that outdoor grown cucumbers, they don't really like the skin. Either it's a bit too tough for their taste or a little bit bitter. It doesn't bother me in the least, and actually I like the skin on things because there's a load of nutrients just under the skin. So, off you go. Make yourself a koriatiki, tuck in and enjoy. Another day, another salad. Yay! And we still don't have sunshine, but I'm ploughing on and pretending it's summer anyway. Now, this one is the most simple, and I'm sure there are loads of you doing it already, but for those of you who aren't, I thought I'd share. So I'm just going to get you up close and personal with the ingredients, and they could not be more simple. Look at that. Red cabbage, a couple of carrots and an onion, straight from the garden. What could be simpler? And then, my guilty pleasure, the mayo in the background. Now, I'm not going to bore you all by chopping and shredding in front of you. But basically I'm going to chop the onion really quite fine, and then I'm going to grate, I'll probably do about half the cabbage because it's quite a chunk of cabbage. About half the cabbage and those 2 carrots, just grate them, chuck in a bit of mayo, and we're done. So I'll see you back in a mo. 2 minutes later, and we're done. Let me show you. I love the colours of this. It's just, look at that. If you painted that, no one would believe you, would they? Oh, it's so scrummy. I've already had about 3 mouthfuls before I turn the camera back on. Really, really yummy and crunchy, and oh, it's just delicious. And actually using that white onion rather than a red just gives it a, oh, it's really pungent. So what I'm thinking is, those 3 salads we've just done, super simple, massively from the garden, apart from the olives, feta and the mayo. You could use different things. But I was thinking if you did those 3 and say the broad bean dip, and if you've still got some dried beans, peas, chickpeas, that sort of thing, you could do the rice and bean salad that I did a couple of months ago, and you'd have a lovely, lovely feast to share at a picnic or barbecue with your friends and family, straight from the garden. I mean, seriously, life doesn't get much better than this, does it? So I'm off to Nosh now. I will see you again before too long, I hope. But in the meantime, take care.